Hey everybody out there in the crosslands, Coach Brian again from minlax.com. So we're just about done with our proton. We've got this cool lime green original proton we've been stringing up. We've already done our top string, done our two sidewalls. Now we're going to do our bottom string. So bottom string I like to start off with, I don't know, about a foot of string is pretty good. You can always use a little extra, not going to happen, make a problem. So I'm going to start out, I like to put a ball in there, kind of see where this pocket's going to sit. I got that, and then I'm going to pull the bottom, kind of stretch that down, kind of make that nice and tight, and it's always going to expand a little bit once we start breaking that in. So we want to find the row of diamonds that's going to be down here. That's going to line up pretty well with the bottom of the plastic on there. So for this pocket, I think it's going to be this row here, and that's going to work out just fine. So now that I've got my row, I want to go from the outside and count my way in and find the middle. So I've got our first set, second, third, fourth, and the fifth from each end. So these are going to be my two middles, so that's where the string's going to come in. One end on that side, and one end is going to come through this one. I'm going to pull those up from the inside. And now if you guys look down inside the throat of your head, you're going to see 4 holes. Now, each one of these strings is going to go through the 2 metal holes. So this first one's going to come here to the side, come in that first hole, and we kind of pull it down kind of loose. Same thing with our next one. It's going to come in this first hole on the other side, and we're just going to kind of pull that in. Now we can kind of get our strings kind of even down here, kind of pull this through. Some guys want this really tight, some guys have it a little more loose. Kind of depends on where this pocket's going to be. For right now, I'll string it fairly tight so we can break in that pocket. We can always blow this bottom part out later. So now, I'm going to come in with the string here on the right. I'm going to come into the next hole, and the diamond's going on the same row. Bring that out here. Do the same thing over here on this side. I'll come in and bring the string out this next hole in the diamonds and pull that through. So again, keeping these kind of tight, depending on how your head's going. I'm then going to come into this next hole here, and I'm actually going to go up one on the diagonal. So it's going to come into there, and I'll pull this up, and now it's going to go into this last hole on the head on this side. So we're going to pull it in there, pull this string down, kind of pull that tight. Now we're going to do the same thing, but on the other side of the head. Except I'll get out of the frame and I'll keep the lacrosse head in the view, not my head. So, again, I'm going to go none of this next one coming over, but we're going to come up on the diagonal. And if my fingers were clear, you would have been able to see that. So again, not straight across, but up into this diagonal. Pull that in, and now I'm going to bring the string into the last hole open on the head, the bottom, and we're going to pull that through. So as you can see, you've got our bottom string going across there, holding this all together. So we can either tie each end off like we did with our sidewall and our top string, or if we make adjustments, we can just tie them together. And that's what we're going to do for right now. Just tie these two together, try and curl up the mullet. This part hanging down is called the mullet. Try and curl that up so you guys can see. And I'm just going to tie these together. The first part, we just like the first part tying our shoes, we just do that twice. Same knot you probably use on some shooting strings. So I'm just going to tie one end over that end, and then again, doing that same knot, pull that string through, and again, if my fingers were clear, it'd be easier to see. Tighten that up, and now we're good to go. So as you guys can see, I can put a ball in here, and it's not going to fall out the bottom. And that means we've tied on our bottom string. Well, alright guys, this is Coach Brian from Minlax Lacrosse signing off. Next time we'll be working on our shooting strings, and then we're done. Cool.